Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm giving you my review on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 3. Let's hop right into it. So Crystal invites everyone to her house. I really don't know why, but they are there to discuss their upcoming trip to La Quinta, something like that, as well as they did have a conversation in regards to Dorit and how apparently she's experiencing panic attacks. Kyle actually, in her confession, played a voicemail that Dorit left, basically saying how she's so distraught and she's experiencing chest pains and everything else. So Dorit gets up and walks to the bathroom, and while she's in the bathroom, so here Kyle goes again, bringing up this whole Sutton thing, saying that she didn't have a gun to her head or whatever Sutton said. And I just don't understand why we're making this an issue. Why are we making this something more than what it needs to be? Sutton already kind of explained that she dealt with trauma regarding her father killing himself and some other trauma. And when she explained it, I kind of understood why her reaction would be the way that her reaction is. Does it come across a little bit insensitive? Probably, yes. But let's remember the fact that she and Dorit are not good friends. There's no love lost really there. I'm sure Sutton does feel bad, as we do know Sutton did contact Dorit, I believe either via text message or she called her and let her know that she was thinking of her and sorry and checking on her about what had happened. But I just don't understand why Kyle keeps bringing this up. I really feel like these women are trying to make Sutton their punching bag because of how weak she was last season and how easily they were able to make her cry and stuff like that. So you don't have Lisa Vanderpump anymore. You don't have, what is her name? Denise Richards anymore. So now you guys are going to sit there and make Sutton your punching bag? I'm not okay with that. I'm Team Garcelle on this one. Garcelle says to the ladies, listen, I don't feel comfortable talking about this. Let's let Sutton talk about whatever it was that she said and let her explain herself. They all know that Sutton is a little quirky, Sutton is a little crazy, so I don't even know why this is such a surprise to them. The minute that Kyle opened up her mouth and said, I'm not trying to make this into something, lets me know, girl, you are trying to make this into something. So then we have Dorit say basically, that she thought it was insensitive. Of course, Big Mouth Erica is going to have something to say because as we know, Sutton and Erica are not getting along, haven't gotten along since last season. So of course, any chance Erica gets to kind of kick a girl while she's down, she's definitely going to do that. I just don't understand, Kyle, like why you keep bringing this up. You're beating a dead horse. You've asked, Sutton has answered, she's doubled down on what she said, and you need to just move on. Like, stop bringing it up. Don't you have anything else you can talk about? Like, really? So the ladies are all getting ready for this trip, and we see that Erica has gone from having at least 2 or 3 rooms. Actually, Erica had like a whole apartment, if I'm not mistaken, like a whole penthouse or something like that of clothes. And now she has this little rack of clothes that she has to refurbish from her going to a Christina Aguilera concert. And she's just kind of like, I don't really want to wear that. Girl, you shouldn't even be worried about what you're looking like. You need to be worried about these open cases that you still have and trying to figure out how you're going to maneuver through this new normal. Like, I can care less about what her wardrobe looks like. I could care less about so basically her assistant, and I'm surprised that he's still, I am honestly surprised that he's still on her team or whatever, that she could still afford him. I guess maybe that's just her real good friend or whatever, but he pulls out an outfit that she actually wore years ago to a Christina Aguilera concert, and she kind of scoffs at the fact that he thinks that she should wear this outfit, and they're just basically trying to figure out what type of outfit she should wear. And she's like, I normally would go ahead and, what did she say? She said, I normally would go ahead and basically sell these clothes and buy new clothes, but because she has these open cases, she can't do that. Oh, big whoop, girl. Who cares? Like, I'm so sick and tired of Erica and her BS as well. I am not interested in the fact that you used to have a lifestyle where you could just wear whatever you wanted to wear and throw it away and only wear it one time, and now you have to wear things 2 times. Like, girl, I don't care. Moving on. So Kyle is on her way to La Quinta. She's actually in La Quinta. She's talking to her husband. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that name wrong, but she's talking to her husband, basically telling him that she had to ride there by herself because Dorit was having another panic attack and she just couldn't bring herself to ride in the car with Kyle to wherever it is that they're going. My thoughts on that, Kyle did say in her confessional that it took her 6 months to feel normal again after she was robbed, and how she wasn't even in the vicinity of the robbery, so she doesn't even understand how Dorit is going to get through the situation. I'm going to share my thoughts again with you. I'm going to share my thoughts about Dorit in this whole situation a little bit later on as we continue this review. So PK basically explains to Kyle that Dorit is perfectly fine when she's around them, but when she's not around them, she goes back into this whole panic thing and she's just emotionally drained or whatever the situation is, which I find to be interesting. Like, I know that your friends kind of take you away from reality sometimes, but I don't know. Something just don't sit right with this whole robbery story and Dorit. It's like one scene she's totally fine and saying that her father built her to be able to deal with things like this or hard situations to where, you know, we would expect her to really crack and break down, and she's totally fine. And then we have her on the other end apparently having a breakdown. So it's like, which one is it? I know that your emotions can be up and down when you experience any type of trauma, so I'm not taking that away from her. I'm just saying that it's not coming across as believable to me. It's just not. It's like, I still can't get over the fact that you left your kids in the house that you were robbed at, and by gunpoint. You left your kids there the very next night. Like, explain that to me. Explain to me why PK wasn't able to get a chartered flight right back to the US once he found out that his wife was robbed at gunpoint. Those are the two major things that just, like, as a wife and as a mom, they just don't make any sense to me. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm going to have to watch a couple of more episodes to feel a little bit more sympathetic towards her. But it's not even about feeling sympathetic. It's just that it's not making sense to me. Let me know what y'all think. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. So the girls are getting ready to go. The girls are actually in the car going to La Quinta. I think it's La Quinta. They're in the car going to La Quinta, and we see Crystal and I believe her name is Anna. Is that her name? Oh, Diana. Crystal and Diana riding together, and Crystal's basically talking about how she doesn't buy anything full price. It's either 30% off. She's always getting something discounted because so we see that Crystal's asking Diana, has she been to these outlets? And Diana looks totally lost in the sauce. She looks like, what outlet? What is an outlet? What are you talking about? And Crystal's going on about how she gets clothing for 30% off and she doesn't buy anything full price and blah, blah, blah. And this rich chick over here is like, girl, I don't have those issues because I actually have clothes sent to my house and I take what I want and I return what I don't want when they come to my house. I don't go to the store and shop, so I don't know anything about any discounts or any outlets or anything like that you're talking about. When they say homegirl is not relatable, she is not relatable at all, okay? When she arrives to her hotel, her assistants have been there before she's been there, and they have set it up to where this woman is going to walk in and feel like she is at home. I don't see how you're going to walk into a hotel and feel as if you're at home, but if that's what floats your boat, whatever. The most that I seen her assistants do was look outside of a window and ask if this is the bedroom. I'm just like, girl, like, what are they here for? Like, how are they making this feel like home for you? I was, try as I might, I was lost on that one. I don't know. Maybe y'all could help me out. I was lost on that one. Next, we have Dorit and Kyle at Kyle's house talking about their fashions. And we find out once Dorit is talking to Garcelle that she doesn't feel like she cares anymore about her fashion. She's dressed up in all of Kyle's store outfits or whatever that Kyle is selling in her store, but she just does not have the what's the word? The motivation to put together an outfit the joy of putting together an outfit the way that she used to. And okay, girl, okay. That's all I have to say about that. Okay. Moving on. Then we have Dorit and Crystal. Is it Dorit? No. Then we have Crystal and Sutton coming together, and I just love their relationship now. I'm so happy that they were able to get over the drama that they had last season, because watching them on screen this season is really refreshing. It seems like they're really building a strong relationship, and I am here for it. So Crystal just wants to clear the air, which I think is what a real chick does. She wants to know and hear from Sutton's mouth what Sutton had to say about the whole break-in experience that Dorit went through. And Sutton pretty much explains, which we already know, because she already told Kyle, that she is triggered by this whole situation because her father killed himself, and what happened when she was 14 years old, she was robbed. Her family was robbed, and the intruder was literally right outside of her door. Sutton does not know how to process or handle still the trauma that she went through as a child, nor does she know how to process or handle the trauma that she went through losing her father. So perhaps maybe Dorit is just going through the motions with her whole burglary situation. But guys, I'm sticking to the fact that I 50-50 believe Dorit. I 50-50 believe, 50% of me believes that she was really robbed and this wasn't a publicity stunt or something like that. And the other 50% of me is like, something is just not adding up. Maybe it's not as, I don't know. Maybe it's not as intense as she made it seem, but it's not coming across as believable. It's just me. I don't. Her actions don't make any sense to me. So the ladies are now at Kyle's store opening, and Kyle is cutting the ribbon, or whatever this flamingo beach theme thing is. I'm just like, Kyle, all the money that you have, you didn't think to get a real daggone ribbon, and she's struggling trying to cut this thing, and I'm just like, girl, you got this what looks to be like an upscale establishment, and you cutting a flamingo rope. Talking about this is the ribbon for the store opening. Girl, what are we doing, Kyle? First of all, I'm going to be honest with you. Kyle does not at all strike me as any type of fashionista, any type of anybody who I would want to be like, yes, this is the girl I want to be styling me. This is the type of store that I want to shop in. She does not do that for me. I'm surprised that she actually wanted to open up another store. I'm surprised that she's opened up stores in the past, because her fashion's nothing for me as a viewer. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. Basically, Sutton apologizes to Dorit. Dorit tells Sutton that she felt like it was a little insensitive. Sutton apologizes, and all seems well. Sutton and Kyle later have a little fake embrace where Sutton is pretty much stabbing Kyle in the back. And Kyle says to Sutton, I don't stab in the back, I let you know what's going on in the front. Kyle, that's a lie, because you definitely played Lisa Vanderpump back in the day and stabbed her in the back. Okay? And I'm sure there are other instances as well. You are not squeaky clean. You are not innocent. You did not have to share what Sutton shared with you with the group. You could have told Dorit and left it with Dorit, but then you decided you wanted to tell everybody else. And to me, that's shady and that's wrong. Own your ish, like Lisa Rinna would say. By the way, did y'all peep Miss Diana, who does not even shop in stores, say that, this was her type of store, this was her type of fashions that she can actually wear, I don't know, at home? Girl. Wow, really, girl? Tell us how you really feel. She is not at all interested in Kyle Richards' fashion. She said, girl, this is something that I could be wearing around my house, okay? Feeding my dogs and playing with my daughter on the floor. That's what I'm going to do with this. So now the ladies are back at Kyle's house, and Kyle and Diana are having a conversation. And Kyle, I guess, asked Diana what her zodiac sign is, and Diana said that she's a Leo, which means that she's the fire sign. And then she says, "Oh, my birthday is August 23rd," which I don't know how she don't realize that she's really a Virgo. Apparently August 23rd through September, whatever. I'm really not into the signs and all that crap. But apparently that is a Virgo. And Diana's like, well, I've seen all these astrologists and they've told me, girl, you should get your money back. You need to know, like, you sound crazy on here talking about you one sign and you're a totally different sign. Like, girl, please shut up. Just be quiet. You should have just stopped when you said that you were a Leo and left it at that. But then you got deeper and it just, like, that was a weird thing. I don't understand how you don't know what your sign is. I'm not even into signs, and I know that I'm an Aries. So I don't understand how she don't know what she is, but whatever. Kyle's dogs. I wanted to say this earlier, but I was just like, let me wait. I feel like Kyle's dogs are a lot more entertaining than she is. It's like every year we see them dogs do something crazy, whether it's try to run out of her house or something like that and run into the street, or eat Lisa Rinna's steak clear off her plates. Kyle's dogs are entertaining. I'm gonna need them to have a whole segment of the show all to themselves, and just remove her, remove Kyle, and bring the dogs. I will take the dogs over her any day. So now that all of the ladies are together and Sutton is there as well, Garcelle with her little shady self is like, let's all sit and talk about Sutton like we were talking about her before. Now that she's here, let's everybody chime in and say what y'all had to say the night before. So once again, Sutton apologizes to Dorit. Dorit told the group that she felt like Sutton's apology was sincere, but of course Miss Kyle just can't let it go. And she's saying, well, you know, you could have basically, I guess she was alluding to the fact that Sutton could have come to Dorit's house when everybody else went there. And Sutton is just like, you know what? I don't know how she would have handled me coming there. And she says in her confessional that, well, she says to the ladies that when her father died or whatever, she didn't want people coming to her house. And she later reveals in her confessional, she felt like if people were to come to her house and stuff like that, she would have to feel like she's a hostess and serve them. And she feels like Dorit would have done the same thing for her. So she didn't want to come to Dorit's house. Again, why are you down this girl's throat, Kyle? You are more pressed about this issue than freaking Dorit, and it's about Dorit. So I don't understand. Like, leave this woman alone about it. She apologized to the person that was and should be offended. And that's that. It has nothing to do with you. And then here we go with Diana, who just came on the show 5 minutes ago talking about, what did she say? She said Sutton is clumsy with her words and her behavior. You put that together in all of the 5 minutes that you were on the show and all of the 2 minutes that you spent with Sutton. That's what you came up with? It's clear that Lisa has been talking to you. It's clear that your new best friend who wants you to buy her the black Cartier ring or whatever it is has been talking to you. It's clear that Kyle done got into your ear. Girl, please come up with your own thoughts and stop rehashing what is already recycling what has already been said the year before or years past about Sutton. So I'm being honest with you guys, this last part of the episode, I'm a little confused. Somewhat confused by, somewhat I understand it. This whole Crystal thing, saying that she didn't feel like her feelings were validated. She's basically calling everybody a hypocrite because they won't allow Sutton to feel the way that she felt when she was referencing the situation that happened with Dorit. So Crystal brings it all the way back to last year when she said that Sutton violated her. She felt violated by Sutton coming into the room and seeing her naked and basically asking her when she dropped down to the floor and was covered up, what is she doing? When that first happened, I was Team Sutton, and I still am Team Sutton because let me put it like this. When it first happened, I was Team Crystal. I don't want to go too far into it, but I was Team Crystal because it did seem like Crystal was trying to say that Sutton was saying something sexually motivated regarding that particular situation. But then, as we heard Sutton's point of view, you quickly realized that wasn't the case. However, Crystal felt a certain type of way. And the women all did rally behind Sutton and basically say, like, for the most part, you know, you need to use a different word other than validation. So that part of this conversation that Crystal is having with the ladies, when she's basically telling them, listen, you guys are not allowing Sutton to express how she feels, and you're trying to make her switch up what she feels and, you know, trying to police her feelings. I get what she's saying with that. Kyle then chimes in and says that Crystal, in her confessional, she says that Crystal is being dramatic, that Crystal complains all the time. She doesn't know if she's a millennial or Gen X or Gen Y or Gen Z. And I take offense to that because I'm a millennial. And what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Like, what are you talking about? Kyle, you are the most dramatic housewife on the Housewives of Beverly Hills. You cry and get upset and lash out over the smallest things. Let a bee fly by you and you're like freaking out, crying. So, like, really trying to compare Crystal, trying to paint that picture for Crystal is BS. Kyle gets so upset that Garcelle is basically saying to her, well, did you, you know, basically call Sutton out when she was saying the things that she was saying? And Kyle gets upset that Crystal is saying that her feelings weren't validated. And I'm just looking at Kyle like, girl, why are you getting so upset? Like, you seem very upset. Why are you so mad? What is there for you to be mad about? This woman is expressing to you how she feels. You mean to tell me you don't have you want to talk about people not having, people basically seems like you want to call the woman immature, so you don't have the maturity, the aptitude to sit there and listen and feel what she's saying, but you want Sutton to feel what Dorita's going through? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, Kyle. I don't know what her issue is. I just feel like she just wants to have it out for Sutton for whatever reason, and it's just not cute. It comes across as you're now bullying her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like it. And then here comes Erica, because Sutton basically says, you know, like, Sutton alludes to something regarding the word respect. And so Erica chimes in and says, what does she say? Does she think that it was fair or something like that, the way that Sutton treated her last year? Because Erica's been coming across like she's been vindicated of all of the charges and allegations against her. And truth be told, I haven't seen one article that really exonerates the charges that are against her. So I'm definitely agree with Garcelle and Sutton, like, girl, your situation is not over yet. All the facts have not been presented. And she's basically calling, Erica's basically calling Sutton a liar. Is she calling her Sutton a liar? Yeah, Erica's now calling Sutton a liar, saying that everything she said last year was a lie. These things were written in an article that they all read, and Sutton formulated an opinion about what she was reading. So if she's getting it from an article, getting it from the same source that everybody else in the world is getting it from, how is she lying? I'm gonna need you to explain that. It's all in black and white. Like, what you're being accused of, what your ex-husband or husband is being accused of. So how is Sutton lying? I'm gonna need you to make that make sense for me. So then we have Lisa chiming in and basically making sense. Kudos to Lisa. I really can't stand Lisa, but kudos to Lisa because she actually made sense. And she was like, we are getting away from the issue, which is we need to be a supportive group for our friend who was just robbed at gunpoint and did everything that she could to basically save herself and save her kids. And y'all want to sit over here and argue about feelings and stuff like that. Everybody here is validated, but we need to be rallying around Dorit. So they done caused Lisa to have to go upstairs and change her clothes with all the back and forth. Crystal basically says to Garcelle, these women are never going to understand my point of view. I'm trying to explain it. They're not trying to sympathize or empathize with me. They're never going to understand my point of view. Garcelle says to Kyle, listen, you cannot not acknowledge this woman's feelings. You cannot say that, you cannot say that they can't be compared to what happened with Sutton and Dorit. And I totally agree with Garcelle. Sutton's, like Crystal's feelings should be validated. I hear what you're saying. I'm sorry this affected you, but Kyle is holding on to the fact that she's not going to apologize. She's confused. And we all know Dorit is always confused about somebody trying to make a point when it's not something that she wants to hear. So I'm not even going to entertain her. But Kyle just getting totally upset and acting like that, girl. And then you want to come for age groups? Really, girl? So yeah, that is pretty much, so they go in the car, everybody goes their own way for the most part. Like what's her name? Diana's like, I'm her bodyguard. Crystal's basically telling the girls, I don't feel safe here. And here we go with Dorit. Whoa, this is really a poor choice of words considering what I've gone through. Girl, shut up. Shut up. Like, girl, you seem perfectly fine, because you sure enough said, what did she say to Crystal? She said, what are you, out of your effing mind? Like, what? You were fine a couple of minutes ago, and now you're offended that this woman said that she feels unsafe. Like, girl, get a clue. Get a clue. So on the ride home, Crystal is just explaining to Diana why she feels the way that she feels. And Diana's like, your friend should never make you feel that way. The other women are back at Kyle's house, and they're talking about the situation as well. And Erica's basically saying that we shouldn't put words in somebody's mouth. We should try to understand what that person is saying, blah, 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 blah. She actually made sense too. The thing with Erica, she wants Sutton to apologize to her, but she doubles down on her behavior towards Sutton last year. Let's not forget, Erica threatened this woman. I don't think I've ever seen anybody on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills threaten another castmate like that. Like, her threat, you felt that threat through the TV when she threatened Sutton last year. And the fact that she's going to sit there and double down and say, I'm perfectly fine, pretty much, I'm paraphrasing, but basically say, I would do what I did 100% over, 1,000% over. And once again, the rest of these women are sitting around listening to this, and no one checks her. No one says, no, girl, it was not okay for you to threaten Sutton. That was completely wrong. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that Kyle is so hell-bent on Sutton's reaction to Dorit's situation. And she's so bothered by that. But you're not bothered by one of your castmates threatening another castmate. I don't understand it. That's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.